Hello, everybody. This is Mike from the Hey, Are You Still There podcast. My wife Beth and I would like to invite you to join us each week as we examine life at the intersection of marriage, family, careers, and ministry. Through 28 years of ministry, 26 years of marriage, 23 years of professional careers, and 21 years of being parents to 3 kids, our fun and honest discussions promise to have something for everyone. And now, on to the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Hey, Are You Still There podcast. And this time, the B is back.
Yeah.
Beth.
Yeah. But I'm glad you clarified that it's Beth.
Yeah.
That's what the B is.
Your fans have missed you.
Have they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. No one's reached out and told me that they've missed me, so I didn't know if I was really missed.
Oh, I hear things.
I did hear that I was missed at work camp. You told me that. That made me feel really good,
Well,
but
yeah.
also sad.
Yeah, everybody at work camp, they saw me. Hey, where's Beth? They
Yeah.
didn't care I was there.
But I know that you did a work camp edition of like the podcast.
And what did you think about it when you listened to it?
I have never listened to one of our podcasts, and I don't plan to start because I just think it will get in my head. I don't mean it to be
But
mean.
you weren't even on there.
I know, but it's still, I don't know. I'm just better to be fresh and not know
That's
all of
why
that.
I'm not telling you what I said on my solo podcast.
Well, you'll really have that whole hanging over my head.
I will, because
So,
you've asked me numerous times, what did you say on your podcast?
I'll just get my mom to tell me.
I'm going to tell Shirley no.
Well, I'll just find somebody else. I'll
No.
get Marissa or somebody that
No.
I know listens, or Katrina or somebody to
Why?
tell me.
Just listen. It's like 30 minutes.
Okay, I'll think about it. But can we go back to people missing me? Because I like that part.
Well,
I was really sad. I just have to reiterate again that I missed work camp because I've gone on a lot of work camps, just like you. Now I've missed more because I was having babies and stuff through some of the years, or
Likely
like
story.
pregnant, things like that. But or just had Maria like one of the summers. But anyway, but been going. We did our first one in 98, right? 1998. So yeah, I've been going off and on with you all these years. And I looked back, except for the one year during COVID when there was no work camp, I have been to every work camp since 2017. And even one summer did 2 of them. And so when you guys left, oh my gosh, it was so sad to see everybody leave. And to the point, I had a work trip and I even thought, I will go for like a few days and then try to get you to take me to the airport to fly out. I just did not want to miss, not just I didn't want to miss any of it. Like, because also you had such a great group of Red Shirt volunteers there. So it was all people that I knew and that I'd worked with before. And
I just want to point out, your FOMO was going to cause me to have more work.
Yeah, it was.
Because it's not like the airport was 10 minutes away.
No, it was over an hour. And so, yeah. And so I was going to have to pack, because for these work camps, you have to pack, your air mattress and your sheets and your towels. So I would have been leaving on Saturday, packing all that stuff, and then would have had to pack a separate suitcase and to leave on Tuesday at the airport to go on my trip, and would have had to get you to bring back all of my other stuff.
We literally could not have fit you in the car.
Well, it would have been, I know, because you had to take the extra things that wouldn't fit in
all
the
the
van.
stuff that wouldn't go in the van. So
Yeah.
Nathan and I were slammed in that car.
Yeah. But it did feel nice to know people missed me. But it just feels weird that, like, you got to meet.
Well, let's talk about why you weren't there. I like to say it's because you're married to your job.
Oh, please.
Your job is the great mistress. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
is it now?
Yeah, I'm always coming
Yes.
second,
Uh-huh.
just
Oh,
like
yes.
this. And now Jesus is coming in second, and these youth and these amazing people in Elizabeth City came in second
No,
because
please.
your job, you had to go to where?
Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
And we spoke at, it's the AAMC is what we call it, but it's medical colleges essentially. And so we had.
What does double AMC stand for?
It's the Association of American Medical Colleges, I think is the right thing, but it's the medical colleges. And we were speaking about faculty affairs, and we had a interactive program that I was really excited about. So that part, I was very excited about it to a certain extent doing the talk, because it was just, we put a lot of work into doing something that wasn't like just lecture. It was very much like giving hypotheticals and letting people interact. But I just was so sad to miss out on being at camp at the same time.
But you got to go to beautiful Portland, Oregon.
Well, okay. So
I've never been to Portland. I've never been to the northwest corner of the U.S. I guess I've been to California. I've been to obviously Montana.
Yeah.
Idaho, but I've never been to Oregon or Washington. And so those are on my last two states. I have a few states left to get to, and those are two of them. So tell us about beautiful, amazing, home of the Portland Trailblazers, NBA team. Tell us about Portland, Oregon.
Well, speaking of, just super quick to level set, Pacific Northwest, I did go to Seattle pre-COVID years and years ago for work, and
Show off.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying
Humble brag.
No, I'm going to make a comparison if you will let me finish. Seattle. Then I remember I wasn't even going during like a great prime time of year, because I think sometimes these conferences, it's kind of like we had a conference in New Orleans in July. I think a lot of people don't want to go to that really hot place in July. And I think whenever we were in Seattle for this trip, I don't think it was the prime time to be there. But I remember not only was it beautiful and cool, a cool city, but like all these people were just out despite the weather. Kind of like we've talked about in Europe, all the people out biking and walking. And I really liked Seattle and thought, and just loved Pacific Northwest. And so I have been to Portland.
But this is pre-2020.
Yes. And so, yes.
Seattle may not be that way anymore.
Right. So I can't speak for what it's like. Portland was really disappointing for me. Oregon itself, I think the state is probably stunningly beautiful from pictures I've seen. And I think that some of the surrounding areas of Portland, I've been to Portland twice, both times after COVID. So I think, and the reason we keep specifying this, I think a lot of large cities, I don't want to get into all the reasons that it could have happened, but, just a whole host of factors that led to some major changes in a lot of big cities across America. You and I have talked about, lots of cities we've traveled to out in California, Atlanta. So it could be the East Coast, any of those. But the part that was so, I think, difficult about Portland is, for me, when I travel on trips like this, particularly traveling to the West Coast, even if I stayed up late, which I tried to do because I have I have two friends that lived in Portland that I wanted to briefly see one night for dinner. So I saw them and we were up. But even staying up to like what was 9:00 their time, well, that's like midnight my time and I'm exhausted. But I still would wake up super early because I was on East Coast time. So if I'm in a city like this and I wake up, I want to be able, one of my favorite ways to explore a city is to either go walk or to run in that city. So I always try to look at like what's safe and stuff and ask like my Uber driver. Well, as soon as I got in an Uber with the driver, and I had multiple drivers that told me this, all of them were like, you do not as a woman need to be out on these streets alone. And it wasn't like they were
during the day?
Yeah, they were just saying you just need to Uber everywhere. And I thought, well, maybe this is a little overkill, or all cities have places where you might not feel great as far as like safety, but they have, I think, some serious issues with drug use, the unhoused. I mean, just lots of people that were on the streets at all times. So like even when I tried to go just walk in the morning, I'm aware of my surroundings. I feel like I've traveled enough that I'm a person, I'm not oblivious. I'm not walking around like, just waiting to get mugged or something, but I'm also not scared all the time. I've gone to New York by myself, Chicago, places. I would go out by myself. This is a city that I did not feel like I should be out walking around as a woman by myself, pretty much anywhere in what I would consider the main city of Portland. Just because there were just so many areas. It was bizarre too, because it wasn't like you were like, oh, I just turned down the wrong street. Now the buildings are abandoned. It's like you would walk and there would be an abandoned building, that a business had moved out of. And then there'd be a really nice restaurant and then there would be nothing. And I don't know. Unless you've been there, it's really hard to describe. I think it's really sad because the city has a lot of cool things. It's got this massive bookstore that's like 4 or 5 stories high and stretches across between a whole city block. It's got, like beauty, lots of good food and stuff like that. But it's challenging if you're like alone by yourself. I mean, again, this dynamic might have been different if the whole family had been there walking around,
So you want all of us to get mugged?
No, I'm just saying, like, for me, that really took away from my experience. But what I will say is outside of Portland, because like I said, I've been there twice, but there are waterfalls that are really, really pretty. So, and they're about, I don't know, you can go 35 minutes and there's just like this road. It reminds me of the Blue Ridge Parkway because it's like just this long strip of beautiful road that somebody had a vision that we're going to make this a road that stops along all these waterfalls. And I think there's 70 plus waterfalls or something insane along this road, to the point that any one waterfall you might see would be something that would be a tourist attraction in itself. But then there's just so many of them. And so
maybe that's what we'll title this episode.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Beth chasing waterfalls in Portland.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But I will say that one thing I did do, our last day was a half day, and I was able to find one gym within Portland City, the city itself, that I loved, and it was Washington Park. And once you got there, the Uber drivers, who also, even the Uber that took me there, was like, "Oh, you don't want to be walking around," except he was like, "This is an area that you can walk around." He told me you can walk around here. And then he told me a strip, one road that I could go to that had restaurants and stuff if I wanted to eat before I went back to the hotel. So he was like, after you're in this area and walk around, you'll be fine. Get an Uber and you can go eat in this other place and you can walk around on the streets. But Washington Park was amazing because it had this Japanese garden, which was really cool, but incredibly crowded, because I think everybody's trying to get there, and it was nice. They had this massive rose garden. Just rose after rose, very fragrant roses, all sorts of roses. But they had an arboretum with these trees, and I thought it was going to be, I don't know what I thought, but they have one path that you can do where you can walk to what they call the redwood viewing deck for the redwood trees. And it was a legitimate, hiking trail, you're in the woods. And so it's very strange because you're up here in this park, and even in the rose garden, they have this overlook where you can look down and see the city skyline. But then all of a sudden you walk not that far into the woods and you're surrounded by redwoods. And I think that for me was a great way for me to end that trip, because the conference was great. But I am a country girl at heart, I guess you could say, and I love outdoor things. And I had felt, I guess, a little smothered, just kind of being inside and stuff. And so to go out and then to walk in this woods and then look up and just see these massive redwoods that were so big. I mean, no picture can capture just how big and magnificent they were. It was really, really nice. But I liked that. But Portland right now, I think unless some things dramatically changed about the city, the only reason I would go back would be to land in the airport and go visit somewhere else. There's tons of other beautiful places I want to visit. We have a friend that lives in Bend, and then Tammy and Alton, I forget the city that they're in, but they're about an hour.
Are they in Salem?
I can't remember, but they're about an hour outside of Portland. Crater Lake, I want to see. So I want to see the Oregon coast. I mean, there's so much I want to see in the state of Oregon, but Portland itself. And that's the challenge if you travel for something like that. I didn't have a rental car.
Did you see the Oregon Trail?
I did not see the Oregon Trail. It's very disappointing.
Did you get dysentery?
I did not. So there's no little sign about me. I didn't have to choose if I was going to ford a river or anything like that.
So you didn't really experience Oregon?
No, I didn't go out and shoot deer or go to the little shop to buy my supplies or anything. So, but again, loved it, but then would hear about you guys. And I do have one other comment to make about the mission trip. Thank goodness I know some people tried to send some pictures, but I just asked Josh, like, now, I still don't have, like, I don't think he took any pictures of his work crew. He sent me one picture of the deck they were building. I don't have a picture of the lady whose house he worked on. I don't have a picture of the room he stayed in. I don't have a picture of the school. So I know everybody makes fun of me for taking so many pictures. But one thing I try to do is, like, if we go on these trips, I usually have pictures every day. And, like, I post them to social media.
Hold on a second now. When you go on these trips, you're on staff. And your job is the photographer. I had a job to do. Josh had a job to do. We didn't have time to do your job also.
That part is irrelevant. When I went to
Jamaica, it's your job.
I went to Jamaica, I posted pictures every day. I'm saying, to me, that was one thing that I missed. Was I was like, wow, I wish I was there so that I could send me pictures so that I would know what was happening.
That's all I've heard since we've been back. Because why didn't you get pictures of
Because it also goes along with the FOMO. I feel like I don't. Now, you two have been to this place on this trip because I sent pictures from Portland to the family chat.
And how many responses did you get?
Like none, pretty much. But again, we say it's like fishing. I'm just going to keep casting the line out there until somebody bites in the family. So, yeah, no one responded to my pictures, but
I sent Jacob a meme today and he laughed.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Well, I sent a bird picture to him and he told me what the bird was. We have a bird's nest on is this a competition?
Yeah.
So
life is always a competition.
So wait a minute. So he laughed at your meme, but he gave me, I think it was 3 words for the bird. Like he didn't, I don't know if it was a full sentence. But he did house finch female. So I got 3 words. So I win.
Well, I don't care. I'm just saying. I mean,
you just said it was a competition.
Was you said the kids don't respond to your pictures? They respond to my pictures.
Well, he responded to my picture.
I don't overload them with pictures.
I don't overload them either. If you go back to look,
how many pictures did you send today from Tanger Center?
Okay. Oh, that's different because we were doing something new and different, and I knew there were a lot of shows Maria liked, and she'd probably be jealous. I like to try to send pictures that I think will make the kids want to come back home and be with us. I want them to like look at a picture and be like, "Oh, I really miss home."
Is that what you think your parents do when they send you pictures of their garden?
That's what they're doing.
From Danbury?
Yes.
Like, oh, maybe Beth will come back home.
Probably that is. That's probably it. They're probably like, when she sees these tomatoes, she'll come. Yeah. Okay, but back to the picture thing. I don't even know. We don't even have to go back to the picture thing. Tanger. Today, well, people who aren't from here won't know what Tanger is, but it's this really large theater.
The Tanger Center, located in Greensboro, North Carolina, is the largest and most state-of-the-art theater in the entire state of North Carolina.
And it's beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
Yes.
It is a great place. I think it seats 3,000 people. It's better than DPAC. It's better than Blumenthal. It is the premier place to see a Broadway show, a concert. Mm-hmm. We've seen Nate Bargatze there before he got so big he had to do arenas.
Yeah.
Like, it is a beautiful facility. And we've had season tickets.
Because we bought our season tickets. They were building Tanger and planning to open. Was it going to open?
It was going to open in 2020.
Right. And we all know what happened in 2020. Yes. Yeah.
So we've had our season tickets that long. And
they didn't have shows, I think. The first year we had to get the makeup shows. We got the like COVID shows and the regularly scheduled shows or something. It was a lot of, I can't remember, but yeah.
Yeah. So today they had a special gathering of people who are season ticket holders. They had a little, I guess, party type thing, and
like an open house.
Yeah.
But we didn't have to bring gifts. They gave us gifts.
They did give us gifts.
Yeah.
And so it was cool. One of the features was we got to actually go on the stage and then go backstage. So tell us all about that, Beth. What did you think standing on that stage?
That stage was huge. So I acted in a few church plays as a kid and danced, but of course those were on like little high school stages or something. This stage, now we didn't account for the orchestra pit, which would have been under it, but we were just stunned by how big the stage was, and also just standing there looking out at what all those seats looked like. It was crazy. And then because we got to go behind the scenes there to the side, there's like all these like pulleys and levers that operate all the curtains
and lights.
And then they had the like sound machine that was showing the soundboard, showing how they do the sound. And then we got to go in the back, and they had each traveling show makes this poster that everyone signs. And so
not even a poster. It's not a poster.
No, because it's like a 3D
a canvas work of art that's probably 3 feet wide by 4 or 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big thing.
And they're each related to that show. So like for, Frozen, they would have all the people would sign it, but you might have like an outline of Elsa and like it's blue. But then
and the cast is the ones who paint.
They make it.
They give every cast a blank canvas.
Yes.
And then that cast, while they're there for the week,
design
it. And then they sign it at the end.
And like Les Mis was like 3D with all these things kind of pasted on it. The Grinch, that one was really fun. Like that, like little ornaments and stuff kind of like pasted on it and then painted around it. So that was neat.
And then, they rotate these as new shows come in. They take them down. I don't know where they go, but
I don't either. But that was a question somebody asked. So like, for example, Beetlejuice may have been there twice. Well, whoever the new one, that one's the one that's going to be up, So that was cool. And then just seeing that backstage area, it was neat.
We got to go in the dressing rooms.
Yeah, and got to see that.
The green room was very underwhelming.
Yeah.
It looked like a corporate break room.
It did. It looked just like the break room I used to have when I was, in my old office.
I was envisioning like leather sofas.
Yeah, like in like this chill place, but it was just like tables and chairs.
Literally.
Was there a microwave or
like
machine
a little
or something?
microwave and a
it just wasn't what you thought it would be. Yeah. So... But it was just a neat experience. And also it was fun because we saw so many people we knew.
Yeah, I felt like we were the stars of the show today.
Yeah, we saw Jacob's second and third grade, which they had the same teacher for 2 years when they were in elementary school, but his second and third grade teacher got to talk to her at length and catch up with her, which was awesome. And we saw our friends Lauren and Samara. We saw them. You saw a friend from high school.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a lot of people too, what I thought was going to be, we're going to pop over for, just to like.
Yeah, because Josh wasn't even planning on going.
No,
and I'm like, just get out of the house. Come on, go with us.
Yeah, because it's so hot here and we were like, just melting if you were outside.
Yeah.
And they had like drink tickets, like you could go get one free drink you could sign up for. You could get these little pictures in like a little photo booth. And then they had like some tickets. They're giving away some shows. So that was just a neat, different, because we've had season tickets. I think it goes back to like 2013 or something, off and on at different, we had the Charlotte performing Broadway shows.
Before that.
It might have been, it may have been well before that.
We got tickets maybe back in like 2009 or 10.
I don't know. I would have to look back.
Yeah, Blumenthal and Charlotte and DPAC
and then we tried DPAC for a while.
And those are great theaters.
Oh, they are.
But Tanger is the best.
Yeah, it is. And Tanger's just also, there's not like bad seats. Like Blumenthal's so big. We joked about, we didn't have a lot of.
It's bigger than Blumenthal.
Yeah, well, but Blumenthal feels better. Right, because they had literally the highest seats you can get that were up in the balcony, and we were so far away that you gave me the opera glasses, like these gold binoculars for Christmas one year, because that's how far away our seat. But that's what we could afford. We had like those seats that was kind of, and we didn't know, we knew we'd like Broadway, but I remember at that time it was like, just getting us in the building. It's just being in the building where it happens. But then we had a few times when things would happen and we've gotten closer seats. And that was the interesting thing in talking to all the people at the theater. Everybody was like, and then I moved my season tickets down here. And then I ended up, to the floor from the balcony. And then I ended up over here. It's just like.
Nobody moves back.
No, once you get so close, you
just spoiled.
Seeing the facial expressions. And
I'll never forget the time we had front row seats to the Carole King story.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some shows front row's not great.
Right. But that one it was.
front row was the best.
It was amazing.
And so, but we exchanged our tickets. We couldn't go on Saturday, and we went on a Sunday instead or something.
Yeah.
But those were available for some reason. And so we got that. So, you get spoiled.
Yeah.
And you are spoiled.
I am. I'm so spoiled. Yes.
You are? I spoil you.
Yes. Oh, yes, you do. Mm-hmm.
I do spoil you.
Even though I'm married to my job, as you said.
That's why I'm so bitter at your job, because I know how much I spoil you. And you still run to another.
Yes, that's it.
Well, I did the solo podcast that came out on Saturday, which is our normal day. And I told the folks about our busy week. No spoilers for you. I'm trying not to spoil it because I want you to go back and listen. But I talked about how busy we were. You were out of town. I was out of town. We were trying to catch up from being gone. And so we did not had the opportunity to do a podcast on Friday.
Right.
And then you went to book club. And so I just did it during book club. And so it was a solo podcast. But I told them during that podcast that I promised this next one would be Beth-centric.
Oh, okay.
And so it's all about you today, Beth. I feel like it has been already. So what do you want to talk about?
Well, I just wanted to make a comment that Josh finally got a haircut. I think we'd mentioned how we tried. But the thing is, and I know y'all were disappointed, but he got the haircut. And when I came in and saw him, I didn't even know he had the haircut. Well, even though they cut a lot off.
Let me point out two things real quick. Number one, you're not the most observant person in the world. So I did not think he probably could have had his head shaved, and I'm not sure you would have.
That is not true, but anyway.
Second of all, I just gave you the floor to talk about anything you wanted to on the planet. And that was your number one thing, is my kid got a haircut?
No, it's not my number one thing. I have so many things that we could talk about, but some of them I'm still pondering. I would like to, if people have, one of the things we're going to do in our book club at some point is we're going to pick like a conspiracy theory or something, and we're going to try to read a book about it and then dress up like that. So I guess if I did like Roswell, I would dress up like an alien or a UFO. So I'm looking for ideas. I'm out there.
Even with that, I don't know how that's a conspiracy.
Well, because a lot of people, because the government says it's not aliens. The government says it was a weather balloon and all of that. Like, you went to the museum with me. That's what they said. But that's why it's a conspiracy.
I think most people believe it really happened.
That it was aliens?
Yeah, like we've moved past the conspiracy
So that's
part.
Not worthy then of
it's kind of like
the
JFK
book club conspiracy.
People, I think most
like
people
the two shooters
know
or
that
something.
there was it was a conspiracy at some point. Like I would call 9/11 a conspiracy, because I think there's probably 50-50 people believe Al-Qaeda really did it versus it was some other country or an inside job.
Right.
And so to me, that's a hot conspiracy. I think most people have warmed up to aliens. Like they're just
they're just like aliens are there. They're out there doing whatever. But then why is it still met with such skepticism, the whole alien thing? Because still if people have these alien encounter stories, it's still not.
I don't know. I'm saying I'm not even sure there's real skeptics anymore. I think if you got a room of 100 people and just said, raise your hand if you think it's possible,
right,
there are aliens, 90% raise their hands.
Well, I think the other thing that's so disappointing about some of these things is, they talk about how like all these previously classified files will be released. And I remember that there was supposed to be some about the UFOs, but so much is redacted, so even when things are released, you're just kind of like, well, that was a letdown. I didn't really find any. Know. Yeah, it's like I didn't really find out any great secrets or anything from that.
That's why you need to follow the conspiracy forum on Reddit. That's where I get most of my news.
That's what I should look for in like what I'm going to read about.
I get so educated on there.
And like flat earth or like I was, just some of the things you're just, lizard people. I don't know if we've referenced that on the lizard people that live under the Denver airport. Yeah. That's where they live, right? Yeah. Under that airport. All I can think about is that show V, where all the people had the skin on and they would sometimes rip it off and it'd be like, look, I'm an alien. That show scared me. But every time I hear about the lizard people, I'm envisioning them like down in the basement of like the Denver airport, like putting on their bodysuit to look like a person and just go up an escalator or something to the airport, like.
I would believe that.
You think that's what you think. But didn't you say the last time, because you were there more recently, didn't you say they had signs and things there?
Yeah, okay, so there's an episode of The Office where Michael Scott accidentally makes up a rumor that happens to be true.
Oh, yes.
So then in order for people, everybody's, I think it was like Stanley has an affair. Stanley's having an affair.
And that was true because Stanley was having an affair.
So what Michael tried to do is create a million other rumors.
Right.
So that all the rumors would seem fake.
Right.
That's what I think the Denver airport's trying to do.
So they're just
I think they're embracing the lizard thing to like make fun of themselves. Like people like, well, surely they're not just going to come out here and tell us the truth. Like, like obviously it's a lie or they wouldn't be putting this out there.
Right.
So they're acknowledging it with a wink, wink, but it's really happening. And that's what I think even shows like V could be. Hey, let's just put this crazy V TV show out.
But it's really loosely based on real events.
Yes.
Or whatever, like a true story. Well, the other thing that came up at book club, and you didn't even know about this, but which it creeps me out, so we can't talk about it long because it gives me the heebie-jeebies. But that doll, I don't even want to say the name on here because
Annabelle.
Yeah, stop it! It's freaking me out.
Annabelle.
Stop! I don't like it. But anyway, that guy that was transporting it and somehow died of mysterious.
When did he die?
I don't know. Yeah, I think it was really recent. And so then that also sparks this discussion of like, what is the deal? What do you think? But see, that stuff, I used to like ghost stories. Like even when I was growing up, like at Halloween, like at the library, sometimes I remember our public library would do these little things like walk around and make it like a little haunted house or something and tell some ghost stories. But that other stuff, like, I can't think about it. It freaks
like
me out.
Demon possession.
Yes, I can't watch
anything
any of
that
those.
has to do with hell.
Any of those movies, anything.
The Exorcist. Would you watch that with me?
No. Even Maria, interestingly enough, we went to a museum. It might have been in New York. I think it was that, the museum, I call it the film museum. It was the Moving Image Museum because Maria wanted to go. I think that's the one. And it had like pictures and like the some of the things that were used, the makeup for, I think it was The Exorcist, which I've never seen. So even walking through, looking at that gave me the creeps. But what's crazy is the other thing that came up this week was that like I've observed an autopsy and things. So like it's not that I get squeamish. It's just some of the stuff just freaks
autopsy?
me out. No, it was a human autopsy, but if I'd seen an alien autopsy, I would not be able to disclose it here, obviously. I would have to say it in a funny way and make a joke about it. But yeah.
Maybe you just did.
Maybe I did. Maybe it is true. But that's an interesting theory you have about some of this stuff. Yeah, that is true, but they're doing the Michael Scott approach. Mm-hmm. It could be.
They make it seem so outlandish.
That then it's like, oh, no one will believe that. Exactly. Everybody will make fun of it. Yeah. And then it'll be like, ha, ha, ha. Yeah. That's it. So you said that you saw a good bumper sticker, though, because we're teaching Josh to drive.
Yes.
And you showed me two today.
There was two today, and they were cute.
Yeah.
But I saw one the other day, and I tried to get a picture of it because I was stopped at a stoplight, and I was in the turn lane, and the car was kind of beside me, but in front of me. Mm-hmm. And my light turned green, and I had to go. It said, new driver, and underneath it said, expect stupid stuff. I just thought that was pretty good.
Can we put that disclaimer on all kinds of things, though? I mean, if you think about it, like, new attorney, expect dumb mistakes. New doctor, expect, I mean, I don't know. It just seems like that could apply to so many things, couldn't it? Yeah. Like, if you're just like...
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
That's cute.
That is...
new driver, expect stupid stuff.
I would like that for our car now on behalf of Joshua, but probably just for me too, in case I'm distracted.
Yeah.
Oh, which by the way, somebody hit our mailbox talking about driving. I came home and the whole like front of our mailbox was like ripped off.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the first time it's been hit, but
Yeah.
this time it did it in.
But when I hit a mailbox, I always stop and tell people.
This person didn't.
I make it sound like it's a routine thing that I hit mailboxes, but I only did it once when the kids are little and I had to stop and I had to buy, I think I had to buy a whole new mailbox.
We did.
I did. I
You
bought
destroyed it.
I didn't destroy it, but it just like they wanted, and so I got an entire new mailbox for the people. So I was very disappointed because
our
I was
mailbox
like,
has been hit by you.
no, I have not hit it.
Yeah,
no,
you have hit it.
I have
Yes,
not
you
hit the
have.
mailbox. No,
You've backed out before and hit it.
No.
I promise.
no, I hit something
And-
else. I haven't hit the mailbox.
It's been hit by the mail person, the
well-
FedEx person. I mean, you name it. I don't know how. Our mailbox gets run over all the time.
More so than any other mailbox on the street,
Yes.
because you go by and there's all these pristine, perfect mailboxes,
So
and then there's ours.
your dad, a couple years ago, like literally duct tape, I felt like was holding our mailbox
Yes,
together. Your dad found a mailbox in an auction and
Yes.
brought it to me. And we live in a neighborhood that has an HOA, and every mailbox has to look the same.
They're all like black on a black pole. They're not, it's not like they've got like a mural painted on them. They're just
but
plain
they're not
mailboxes.
crazy ornate, but they
Yeah.
do have some stuff.
Yeah.
And so your dad brought me one. He was like, I don't know if you can use this. I got it at an auction. And it's just been sitting in our garage for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And so now this one got destroyed. And so I was like, well, I guess I'll go try. So I was proud of myself. I had to drill some holes and change some stuff over and make it look like all the rest in the neighborhood. But I got it up, and now for the first time in 16 years, we have a new mailbox.
And our mailbox looks as good as everybody else's, and I'm hopeful it's going to stay that way. I need to just get a camera and just install it on top of the mailbox and put like a sign like we're watching you or something like that, just so they'll know that like anybody who hits it, like
I
we're
think it was
on
a
to you.
lone guy. I think somebody was coming down the road.
Like with a trailer or
with a
something.
trailer, and
then
we've got neighbors across the street that like to park in the road
Yeah.
for some. Well, I don't
Yeah.
know why, but so sometimes I think it is difficult to get around their
And
cars.
so somebody just,
And I think somebody with a trailer with a lawnmower, you know what I mean? Because I think if
and
you
then they
hit-
wouldn't even know they hit it.
yeah, because
if you hit it with a car, you're going to know you hit it.
It was damaged so bad you would have known.
Yeah, I mean, literally, because it was also, it wasn't like it was just hanging. The other times it was hit, it was like hanging off a little bit. This was like the metal on the front was like almost ripped in half.
Yeah, it looked like somebody had took the door and tried to tear it in half.
Like the Incredible Hulk was
Yeah.
here, and he was like, "Let me show you how I can rip this
Yeah.
mailbox like in half
was
right
weird.
here." It was very strange.
So that's what I think happened. So I'm giving people the benefit of doubt.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a perfect microcosm of our marriage. This happened on Thursday.
Yeah.
So Wednesday, we have cameras all around our house.
Yeah.
So, so don't come. We'll know if you're here. But Beth was like, hey, the camera, I got on the video camera, the camera by the garage that shows the driveway and the road is out. Can you change the batteries? 'Cause
Yes.
on the podcast, I talked about going out of town with my mom overnight for a little mom-son
Bonding.
trip. And she's like, before you go, can you do this? I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And I didn't.
Yep.
Well, that day
That is the day.
is when it was, the mailbox was hit.
Yep. And it
And
would have captured it.
It would have captured it. And Beth was quick to point that out.
Because as soon as I drove up and I saw that thing hanging off of it, I was like, oh, I'll just check the camera and that will probably have, that'll probably show me who did it. And then I remembered that the batteries hadn't been changed. So then I was really angry. So then I had to come in here and I had to change the batteries and stuff, but not before I wrote
You
passive.
changed the batteries yourself?
Yes.
So they have been changed?
Yes.
Wow.
But they're not lithium batteries because I didn't have any. But was my message to you passive aggressive or aggressive
It
aggressive?
was passive aggressive because that's your go-to.
Yeah,
You're
like,
it was
if only we
Yeah.
had the camera.
basically it was like, hey, our mailbox got hit. If
Like-
our cameras were working,
Whoops, sorry.
we probably could have called it.
Yeah, I was trying to look at what I said because I was trying to remember I think you make it sound a little more passive aggressive than I actually was.
If you can pull it up, I don't know. You can read it.
Yeah, but I don't know. But I was like, I just didn't think that I don't know. I thought that I was more aggressive. I didn't think that I was passive aggressive. So I was just
Are you looking for it? Or what are you doing?
Yeah, I looked and I couldn't find it. I don't know what I said to you. But
was-
I mean, I
it
just
was mean. I can
texted
tell you
so
that.
many things, so that's part of it.
And
I
you
said,
have been aggressive recently. Like
yeah. Oh, this is what I said. Well, also, in my defense,
here we go. We don't need no my defense.
I had gone to Charlotte for work. I've been in a car. I was tired.
And you're going to read this nicer than what it is, a nicer tone.
I said I was going to check the garage camera to see if it caught who did it, because normally that camera can catch things on the road, but the camera isn't working. It wasn't in all caps. It was not in bold. And
yeah, because it wasn't aggressive. It was definitely a...
Do you want to know how I thought it in my head, though? I was going to check the garage camera to see if it caught who did it, but normally that camera can catch things that are on the road, but that camera isn't working. That was how I said it in my
That's
head.
exactly how I read it.
And I was angry in my head.
Were.
Yes, I was. And I mean, I stomped up there and I was like, did you see what happened to the mailbox to Josh? But I was so upset. So I would like to I'm an honest person, so I will confess, even though I read it in that really sweet tone, I did not have that sweet tone. I was texting it to you.
Okay,
and
that's one thing.
Tone.
Why have you been angry the last few days?
I don't know.
You've had an angry week.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel really grumpy, and everything you do is like irritating me.
You've accused me of a lot of things this week.
Yeah, but like you just keep it's like you're intentionally...
You accuse me of being a narcissist. You've accused me of being gaslighting you.
I forgot that all happened this week.
Of playing the victim.
The victim. Oh, that's right. I forgot the victim
you're
thing.
Angry.
Yes.
I try to defend myself.
Yes.
And then your comeback is any of those three things.
But the victim thing was true. Just like when you're like, I can't remember, whatever it was like you were making it sound like you were so pitiful. I don't know. I felt feisty this week.
Well, so did I, but you were taking it out like my feisty is fun feisty.
Well, I know, but this is a thing. This is a thing with you, and the kids have seen it. Everybody has. We had that shirt, was it the instigator? Isn't that what it said? That is, no better words have ever described you, because if you're watching two people about to get in a fight or something, or they're irritated about something, you'll just throw it out there and kind of watch or sprinkle some stuff in to watch it happen. And that's what I feel like you were doing to me at times this week. I would be like, you can tell that you are getting on my nerves.
I can.
And then... But then you keep doing the same thing.
But I'm not instigating. I feel like I know what I'm doing.
It's poking the sleeping bear.
Well,
it's like, well,
sleeping.
stop poking.
I know the buttons.
Yes.
And I've pushed them, and now you're going off. And I just keep poking them.
Right. That's the part I don't understand. It's like the child with bad behavior in the classroom,
I'm going to get your attention one way or another.
Oh, goodness. And that, I know. I don't even understand that concept of any attention.
And I didn't even bring this up on my solo podcast. I just said Friday we were busy.
Yes.
But we had a small window to do one. I had our podcast studios fired up and ready to go.
Yes.
And you came in there and just started ranting about the kids because the Jacob and Maria, because you had asked them 100 times to reply to something that they needed to reply to. We weren't even going to get into all of it, but it has to do with student loans and college.
I had texted
and it's time sensitive.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And somehow it became my fault. And you were giving it to me, and I'm like, these are adults. Let them.
Well, in my passive aggressive way, I think what I said to you at one point is I was like, well, you said that you were going to text them. And you're like, I did. Because I think that sometimes it's more likely for you to get a response. Maybe because you say I overwhelmed them with text or whatever. But yeah, that's what I was just mad. I was so mad. And
you were mad at them.
Yeah.
You took it out on me. Mm-hmm. And it made me so frustrated.
That
I just said,
I can't do the
we
podcast.
Ain't doing the D podcast.
You were like, I can't do it.
We just done.
Yeah.
So, and I thought, well, if you get home, I had cooled off by the time you had gone to book club.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if she comes home at a decent hour, we can squeeze in a podcast.
But I didn't come home till
You
late.
didn't.
Yeah, I
you
was
got
too
home
tired.
real late
Yeah.
from God knows where.
You know, at late for us, real late, depending on the age of the person like listening to this, they may think I was out till 4 a.m. Late for us is like if you
No, it was 10 o'clock when you got home.
yeah, but gosh, how bad does that? Yes, I was out really late. Didn't
You were
get home
gone
until
from
10
6
o'clock.
to 10, and I didn't know where you were or when you were coming home.
Okay, but my curfew when I was in high school, I think, was 11 o'clock. So I still beat my high school curfew, but we're describing it as really late. That shows our age.
Just wait till you go back and live with your parents, and then it'll be back to 11.
I'm just saying, but
that's
like,
where it's headed right
but
now.
that shows our age is like how old we are. That like that's really late. Yeah. But I just, yes, you're right. I have been grumpy. I don't know. You just have those weeks, you know? And, but I was irritated, and that's another thing for another day. But again, that whole thing with these adult children and responding, it was funny because Josh and I were watching the show The Bear, which we're on the new season. And there's a scene or two where a dad keeps texting the kid and the kid doesn't respond. And Josh is like, I feel bad for him. And I'm like, why don't you feel bad for me?
Yeah,
I was like, this is what happens to me all the time. And it can be like now sometimes what I have to do to get the kids' attention. Okay. And by the way, I need to throw in too. Some people may think that this is because I'm like sending like a to-do list or something. No, sometimes it's just like, I love you, or it's a picture, or it's like, how are you? Or here's a bird, you know, whatever. It could be anything, you know, like, what is this bird? Or here's a Disney thing, you know, or something to get a response. Again, fishing, just trying to get a response. But, you know, it's not like it's bad stuff, but now it's gotten to the point that like I have to put the red exclamation points like in the text. So like I have to
Even then, Jacob didn't see it.
Yeah, well, yes, because you talked to him and you were like, hey, can you do this thing your mom's asked you to do? He's like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about. And thank goodness I copied you on the text because I've been texting him probably 5 times, probably daily this week.
And again, you were yelling at me, and I was the one that sat down with him and made him open his phone and do this.
Yeah.
And it was still somehow my fault.
Well, because it wasn't done correctly, but that also wasn't fully your fault because then I was just mad at the entire system. But anyway, it was a whole long thing. So, you know, but we can get upset with those things. Sometimes life just is hard.
Well, I think for the people who truly know me know that there's no gaslighting or victimizing in myself.
Well, no.
I do like to instigate.
You were saying funny stuff, though, that made it sound like you thought you were pitiful. That's why I said you were being the victim that day. I can't even remember what it was, but there was something that you said. And I was like, oh, look, you know.
Well, I mean, at least I'm not a victim blamer like you are.
Oh, is that
Blaming
yes,
me.
Yeah.
I was the victim.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Our only last thing is we had a little bit of free time and it's been
Because I have a couple things.
1,000 degrees, but like our creative trying to do the pickleball and playing with Ross and Josh in the fellowship hall, which was fun. We went to the church fellowship hall. We had a net that we do outside, but our driveway has like a steep drop off. So even if it weren't 1,000 degrees, your ball is going to like go down the driveway a lot, you know, if you're playing. So the fellowship hall wasn't perfect because you get backed up against the wall, but it was really fun, like teaching Josh and like doing that with him because
It was really fun in air conditioning.
yes, that's the other thing because it's just been so hot and I've missed my ability to just be out and do something like that.
And I put a picture of that up on my Instagram. Which is also doubles as our Hey, Are You Still There page at times.
Yeah.
But you just can't follow me. I make people ask permission.
Oh,
to
of course.
follow me.
Because, well, it's like you're a celebrity. You're like one of those people. You've got
Well, I just don't want to be stalked, you know?
Well, and that's when you start getting those spammers that like you'll put something like your pickleball net and they'll be like, you should invest in this. And I made $1 million. You'll get all those weird comments.
So if you
and
look me
stuff.
up on the Instagram, you'll find me. You can ask to follow, and I may or may not accept. But if you do, you'll get to see this picture of this pickleball court that we built in our church fellowship hall.
Yeah, it did have some dangerous things. Like at one point when Josh kind of slid for something, probably got,
a little carpet burn.
Yeah, but it was fun. Okay, so you've got stuff. You said.
Yeah, I got some stuff because I wanted to make this Beth centric. Here's what we're going to do for the next couple minutes as we wrap up the show today. I'm going to give you some would you rathers.
Oh, no.
Okay, I this popped up on a feed I saw. It's all geared toward couples. So it uses the word partner.
Okay.
So you can, for us, it's spouse.
Yeah.
But for other people, it may be your partner.
Right.
You know, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to overthink these.
Okay, just
we're not
fast.
going to dive into them.
Okay.
I'm just going to say, would you rather this or that? And then this is going to help make this show Beth centric.
But what if I get analysis paralysis?
You can't.
Okay.
And you can't give me, well, sometimes this and sometimes
But why
that.
can't I tell you why in
No,
my answer?
because
Because
we-
it may
Because
matter.
I don't want this show to be 3 hours.
Okay.
If there's some you want to circle back to next week, we'll do that.
Okay.
But if you get really paralyzed, I'm just going to pass and we're going to move.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Would you rather stay in for every date night or go out for every date
Oh,
night?
go out 100%.
Would you rather do one hobby together for life or never do the same activity twice?
Never do the same activity twice.
Would you rather be with someone who never shares their feelings or someone who overshares everything?
Oh, I'm getting paralyzed on that one. That's kind of hard because we got to skip it. Sorry, can't do it. Sorry.
Would you rather have your partner's friends disapprove of you or your friends dislike your partner?
My friends dislike my partner.
Because you want to be loved.
Yes, I want to be loved.
Would
yes.
you rather have a partner who shares your taste in food or music?
Food.
Okay. Would you rather have a partner?
Because you're going to be cooking because I don't cook. And so if you don't have the same, so I would starve to death. With music, I can just listen to my own stuff. Sorry. Anyway, keep going.
Would you rather have a partner who gives you great gifts or great compliments?
Gifts. I never know if compliments are real. So anyway.
Would you rather have a partner who is a great listener or gives great advice?
Listener.
All right. Would you rather be someone who is spontaneous? Would you rather be with someone who is spontaneous or someone who plans everything?
Okay, I'm spontaneous, so I need someone that plans everything to balance me out.
You're the person that makes a packing list 2 weeks in advance.
But
You're a planner.
No, but I'm spontaneous on like doing things sometimes.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of a mixed bag. Sometimes I'm spontaneous but sometimes I'm not.
Now,
Anyway.
I have this one. I already know your answer.
Okay.
But I want the rest of the world to hear it.
Yes.
Would you rather be with someone who loves PDA or won't even hold your hand in public?
Oh, 100%. Do not hold my hand in public. I would rather have that. I do not like public displays of affection.
And here goes another one I think I know the answer to. Would you rather your partner be super romantic or super practical?
Super practical. I'm the worst. I don't like any of those romantic movies and books. I know I'm awful.
I think I know the answer to this one
Sorry.
too. Would you rather outlive your partner or have your partner outlive you?
Oh, no offense, Mike, but I mean, I've got to live to be over 100. I've already committed to this and everybody knows it. And so, I mean, I
Listen,
think.
and I hope I died before you.
Why?
You would be the worst death patient on earth. You get the sniffles and you think you have stage 4 cancer. And so I'm like, I don't think you could die gracefully.
No, I won't. I am going to
You
go
will
out
go
the way
kicking
I
and
came in.
screaming.
Yes, I think I will because I've thought about that. Like, I just don't, I can't see me embrace. I mean,
If we walked in the doctor's office and they said, Beth, you have 3 months to live,
yeah.
I would step out in traffic as soon as we left that doctor's
Because
office.
you would know that the 3 months I would
that
just be.
would be 3 months of hell.
You're like, it's like so bad. That is terrible.
Would you rather travel the world but never have a permanent home or live in your dream house but never travel abroad?
Travel the world.
Okay. Would you rather your partner protect your feelings with a lie or be brutally honest?
Brutally honest.
I remember that. Would you rather...
Okay, but you can still be kind when you're brutally honest. Anyway, keep going.
Would you rather be more patient or more confident?
Well, I'm already pretty confident. I probably need patience, but I don't know what good patience does. Anyway, so I'm like,
I mean, said every dictator ever.
just say, no, I just mean like, who wants to wait for things? Like, so,
Would you rather feel understood or appreciated?
That's hard because I want both so badly. I want to be appreciated, but I really want to be I think understood, because you know how when like you're always like, Beth, why do you feel like you have to convince me or argue your case? And it's because I need to be understood.
Yeah.
I need my thought
but you
process.
love to be appreciated.
I do. Yeah, that's why that's a tough
Just
one.
like the room of fame in your house back home.
But if I have to choose one or the other,
that your parents took down.
I know.
The second you got married.
Yes, I think I'm going to tip. They did. Anyway, I think I'm going to tip towards I want to be understood.
All right. This is going to be another tough one for you, I think. Would you rather never age mentally or physically?
Oh gosh, I have agonized over this in my mind.
You've thought about this?
Yes, because when I've watched like grandparents or different people or just friends get sick, and it's like, which I don't know, because mine are so connected, and like my brain, I know we joke all the time, but it is my most precious resource, that I have to like protect, because I feel like, I don't know, like my education and stuff was some of the things that changed my life. So I've got to but then physically, I want to be able to go do things and stuff. So I can't choose. I can't choose one or the other.
Well, you got to. So
No, I'm not. I'm not choosing. I won't. You can't make me.
Would you rather have more money or more time?
Oh, more time. Because if I'm going to live forever, I need
But
to
what if you don't have the money to do anything?
Well, that's okay.
What if you don't have the money to go out for date nights? So you have all the time for date nights, but you go back to the very first question, you've got to stay in for everyone.
Well, that's kind of sad, but I'm still saying I would rather have more time. I think anybody would want more time, because time is money in some ways, I guess, is, your capacity to get it's unlimited, but time is not. Like, time is that thing that we can't.
But how much time do we waste getting the money? If you already had it, that would free up a lot of time.
Well, that is true. But I know, but I'm thinking about, I guess, like more time to do more things, because you can still only cram so many things into a minute,
Well,
So
I'm glad you said that. 1 minute. Because that leads me to my last question.
Oh, okay.
This is another one I'm not sure you can answer.
Okay.
Would you rather have a 1 minute conversation with your past self or future self?
Oh.
Have you ever thought about that?
So in some ways, because I go back and think about what I would tell my past self, but then also my future self, because my future self might be able to reassure me about some things, or maybe they wouldn't, because in the movies, when people go to the future, it never looks good. But I'm just saying, that's really hard. I guess maybe my future self can tell me things to watch out for, because what benefit, you can't change the past. So talking to my past. Oh, so you're thinking it's like time travel kind of thing, if I go back and
why do you need to go back and have a 1 minute conversation with your past self?
Well, I didn't know
if they can't
so my
change
past
anything.
self would feel better. It was like an act of compassion or something.
I
don't know.
It could be that too. You could go back and be like, we're going to be okay.
Yeah, but no, I think, maybe if I could do that, I'd have to go back way early and tell my past self some stuff, and then it would just, but then I don't know what I would be right now if I do that to my past self, because then I don't know how I've altered
you're not going to be able to
everything.
answer that one.
But then if I do my future self, the other problem is, like, if my future self tells me something, but then I'm going to overthink it, and I'm going to get in my own head, and I'm going to always be looking for that thing that my future self has told me, and it's going to totally skew, I think, how I view everything and every decision I make, because I'm going to feel like the future's predestined based on whatever my future self tells me. And so then I'll feel like I don't really have free will or choice, because my future self told me something that was going to happen. And then also, you think about how you can interpret things. Like if my future self's like XYZ, and you think it's very, very clear, but then I can overthink anything probably.
This is why I couldn't let you explain every one of this. You just took 3 minutes to explain the last one.
But I
get it.
I feel like people need to understand
they don't need
that.
to understand.
They need to
They
understand too why I'm not romantic.
Nobody understands that. I don't understand it.
I just don't like sappy romantic books and stuff.
All right, here's what I do. And we'll wrap up with this story. I didn't share this story on my podcast.
Is it going to embarrass me?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So I talked about how Mom and I went away overnight, went to the mountains, and we went to a local grocery store, bought some food, and that night I was like, I'll fix us dinner, right? And I don't know if I've ever fixed my mom dinner. And so I fixed her dinner, and I made her plate, right? Because, I mean, it was just like, we had salmon, we had potatoes, and salad. You know, it wasn't a buffet.
Yes.
So there's no need to put all
there's
that
only
on
two
a table.
of you.
There's just, and Mom was like, what are you doing? I was like, I just made your plate. Why? And I was like, well, it's just us. And Mom's like, Mom thought that was the weirdest thing. She was like, you don't think I can dish out my own food? I was like, no, it's not that. I just thought I would make your plate for you. And she was like, nobody does that. I was like, I do it all the time for my family.
Yeah.
Like when I make something, I'll go ahead and make y'all's plates for you and set it down.
Yeah.
And Mom, I never thought about it. Mom's like, you really pamper them. And I was like, I do pamper them.
Pamper them. That's right. Yes,
and
you do pamper us.
And I get no romantic respect for it at all.
So we will rewind back to you want to be understood or appreciated. You want to be appreciated, I'm thinking.
Well, yeah, that's one of my love languages.
Yeah. I know.
Words of affirmation, which I don't get from you. Or physical touch. Those are my top two. And that's your bottom two.
When you were like public displays of affection, I'm like, ooh, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. That was an interesting exercise. But I do feel like now I'm overthinking my answers, and if I go back in my head, I'm like,
well, it's out there in podcast land.
I know, and now everybody's going to judge me based on it. I know.
They will.
I know. That's like,
they don't understand you or appreciate you.
That's okay. Just stab me in the heart.
That's your worst fear, isn't it?
Yes. Well, no, probably not my worst fear, but it's up there to not be understood or appreciated. That's pretty bad. Or, well, to not, I don't know. There's a lot to be upset about, but anyway, to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So there we go. A very Beth-centric episode.
Oh, I hope the listeners loved it.
You'll probably get more listens than mine.
Really? It's not like they know.
They do, because I put in the description, Mike goes solo this week.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to trick anybody. I don't want anybody to be thinking we got a divorce or anything.
Well, but if you go and, I don't know, I don't understand. I think it's hard to know like what people are liking or listening to, because if they start and listen to it and then decide they like it and stop, I don't know if we know if they listen to the whole thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's kind of challenging for that reason.
All right. Well, also the Beth-centric episode went twice as long as my solo.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
there you go. Well, that's good.
But you asked me such deep questions.
I was chiming in also.
Yes.
And I added a little bit of time.
And asking those really thoughtful questions that I really had to think about on the Would You Rathers.
That's what I try to do.
Yes, that is you. Mm-hmm. So. Definitely not an instigator or anything like that.
No.
You're a deep thought provoker.
I am a deep thought
provoker. I just made that up.
Not a gaslighter.
Yeah, definitely not.
Not a victim.
No, definitely not.
So.
Yes.
All right. Well, hey, it's good to have you back, Beth.
Oh, thanks.
And this is the first.
It's good to be back.
This is the first pod we've done that's normal since like the middle of June.
Yeah.
So it's good to. It's been almost exactly a month.
Well, we like to keep our listeners guessing. Keep them on the edge of their seat, just like never knowing what they're going to get when they listen to this.
Except Ross.
High quality entertainment. Oh, because he does not listen to the travel ones.
He does not listen to the travel ones.
Yes.
Mainly because he doesn't travel out of Forsyth County. But he doesn't care where we go.
He's not going to listen.
No. So
what if we went to like
Ross.
his dream destination? Like what if we went
Pine Knolls.
The golf course. Yes, if we did that, would he listen to that?
Maybe.
Oh well.
Yeah. So, on that note, sorry, Ross.
Anyway.
All right.
Sorry, our friend that we would call Ross if we were going to give him a fake name.
Yes. I need to have Ross back on here again.
Yeah. He can talk about Pine Knolls.
Himself.
Yes. Yeah. He can talk about his favorite place that he wants us to do a travel podcast about.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for listening. Again, tell all your friends. You can follow us on all the different podcast sites. You can find us on Facebook. You can find me or Beth on the Instagram. We have our own website.
But you can't just follow us. We have to accept you.
Is yours set up like that too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
yes,
there you go.
It's very exclusive.
Yeah.
Very exclusive.
So,
yes.
Yeah, and then you can go to heyareyoustillthere.com.
Yeah.
So, and follow us. But all right. Well, everybody have a great week, and we'll be back soon.
Bye.
Bye.